Welcome back to Vinyl Show and Tell. So, back on location again. So after a walk along the Thames, I'm at Embankment. Going to get on the Northern Line and go up to this record shop in Highgate that I've been reading about. So we will see how it goes. So I've arrived at Highgate. Never been here before. Up in the heights of Zone 3. Right, let's do this. Alright, so this is a very nice suburb, nice and leafy. In the distance there, I don't know if you can see it, I think that's the Archway Viaduct. So, almost there. And here we are. Looks interesting. And there's an open sign, thank God, because I've made the pilgrimage up here, so let's do it. Okay, so here we are in the shop. And there are rarities galore. All originals up there, all originals here. Loads going on. Entire section of actual Vertigo swell. Yeah, it's an Aladdin's cave in this place, it really is. So do check it out if you're in London. All done. That was a great experience. That was fantastic. So back on the tube, back to my hotel. This just feels so rural here. Look, sort of walking down. It's like walking through woodland to a tube stop. Not being a Londoner, I'm not used to these sort of things. But yeah, this feels pretty cool. Hello, welcome back to the man cave. So yeah, there's one very happy bunny there, as you can see from the footage. There's a beautiful area, Highgate. I regret not really having the time to kind of explore around there, because I know that it looks like there are very nice things to see. But yeah, it's such a lovely area, and yeah, beautiful autumnal kind of wintry day for it. Very, very nice indeed. That was a really nice little afternoon out record buy. I thoroughly enjoyed that. So before I go into my finds, just a word about the shop. As I've said before, as you can see, it's in Highgate. It's about, I would say, 4 or 5 minutes away from the tube stop. And quite frankly, I was quite overwhelmed by it when I saw, because I did look this place up online before I visited, and I knew it was, you know, it advertised itself as full of collectibles, but I think most record shops kind of do that. But as soon as I went in, I could not quite believe some of the things they had on their wall. That they had things that I've never seen before. They are things that I've kind of I almost didn't believe existed. It was quite unbelievable what they had for sale in there, and it's one of those shops that if you're into that kind of, you know, progressive rock, psychedelic, you know, genre, it's just so well worth a visit. I mean, it really is. I would certainly say it's the best shop I've ever been to in London. I mean, bear in mind, I've been collecting for years now, decades. You know, I've always been after this sort of stuff, but I haven't quite seen a whole collection of real good collectible stuff in one place like that. I mean, the record fairs often have stalls where there are, you know, several collectibles, but this was something else. And the prices are very fair. I mean, don't get me wrong, some of the stuff on the wall, the prices are eye-watering, but that's what they are worth. It's you know, they're not being sold for an overinflated price. You know, there are things that are selling for hundreds, but they're worth that. They're valued at that. You know, I didn't see anything in there where I was like, oh, you know, that's a rip-off. Anyway, it was, you know, the owners were very, very friendly. I had a good chat with them. I didn't realise that it was part of the Rise Above Records label, which is a label I'm not terribly familiar with, but has actually been around for years, and they did have their own section of releases in there. But yeah, it was wonderful what I got. As you can see, what I bought here, absolutely fantastic, and they did. Prices were fair anyway, but they gave me a nice deal at the end. They, you know, there was a sort of generous percentage off because I made several purchases. So here is what I got. Okay, this is an upgrade copy. This is Uriah Heep, Look at Yourself. Their third album from 1972, I believe, or is it 71? Could be 71 actually. I've owned this for many years. The copy I've got is pretty worn out. It always has been. I bought it kind of, you know, as a VG copy. It crackles a lot. But this is much tidier, and it's very nice to have that sleeve intact. You might be getting a bit of glare there from that mirror sleeve. It's got the original inner as well, in very tidy condition, and it's a UK first press on bronze. I'm not an uber fan of Uriah Heep. I've only got several of their early records. I mean, they've been going for absolute decades, haven't they? But out of the albums I've got and know, this is my favourite. This is them at their absolute heaviest. I think they were sort of playing, you know, they actually, I think they peaked on this record, quite frankly. That's just my opinion. I know their follow-up called Demons and Wizards is often regarded as their best, and that's a great record, but this is fantastic. So lovely, the tiny little bit of wear to the cover, but the disc is absolutely lovely. It looks like it's hardly been played, so I look forward to that. That's a well worthwhile upgrade. Next up, we have got one that's been eluding me for years. Nice soulful record, Laura Nero, New York Tenderberry. This is an original on CBS, on the orange label. I've got a couple of her records. I like her very much. Absolutely brilliant kind of soulful singer-songwriter stuff. This one I've seen several copies of over the years, but it always seems to be either overpriced, people want like £40 for it, or it's just always damaged. It's really, you know, really knackered. But this was a lovely looking copy, apart from a little bit of cover wear, for just £20 plus whatever discount I got. So yeah, really pleased to get that. That's lovely. Very, very good. I should add, as I do on some of my videos, a lot of these I haven't played yet. I am just showing them off because I want to sort of get the video out straight after purchases. So I can only describe what the genre's like. If you stay tuned for future videos, I will go through and we'll put them on my shorts, what they actually sound like. But yeah, I can't say too much about a lot of these musically. This one is a reissue, self-titled krautrock band Armageddon, or One and Done. Originals, I think probably £300. You won't get much change for about £300. This one was 24 plus whatever discount. From what I understand, this is a good heavy progressive record. There's an organ player and nice lengthy tunes. They've reproduced the original labels on this one. It's on a label called Missing Vinyl, but they have reproduced these labels, and I love that label design. Cut Records. I'm a sucker for a good record label design, and that is so cool. That's really good. I've been after a reissue of this for quite some time, and you don't. I think it is probably deleted by now, but this one, it looks unplayed. It's not in the shrink wrap, but it might have been played once. I don't know, but it's in absolutely perfect mint condition. So yeah, very nice. I was very pleased to get that one. UK first pressing, I think I'm pronouncing this right again, I've been after it for some time, the Habibia. It's an unusual record, this one. It features members of the band Mighty Baby, who previously before that were in The Action. Love Mighty Baby and I love The Action. I think this particular record is very, very different. This is kind of a psychedelic Eastern influence, kind of maybe a bit religious kind of folk record. It's on the Island label, the Help series, so that's the budget one of the time. Again, this one's been eluding me. I remember seeing this one at a fair a couple of years back, and I wanted it, and someone snapped it up right before my very eyes. Literally, I was, yeah, seconds and it was gone, and I've never really seen one since. So yeah, I was pleased to pick that one up. Getting £30 plus a bit of discount. Very, very good. Got the original in a very decent condition. Very nice. Again, another one on the wants list. This is by a one and done by a band called Spread Eagle, prog rock record. The album is called The Piece of Paper. I don't know too much about this band. Excuse me. The personnel on it, yeah, I don't think they were in any. I don't believe they were in any other bands, and I can't really tell you what this is like. So do stay tuned for future videos. I'm sure I will talk about it, but it is of the kind of, you know, the early 70s obscure prog rock genre. It's on Charisma Records, one of the very last ones to be on the pink label. It's an absolutely stunning copy. The vinyl is, it looks nigh on unplayed. Very, very nice indeed. And the cover is also very good as well. So yeah, decent find. Here we go. I haven't even taken the shrink one off this one yet. This is by Collusion. This is a reissue, and for good reason. I mean, if you get an original of this, this was originally a private pressing heavy psych prog rock record on SRT. I would say if you could find an original, and you've got to find it first, you are probably looking at, I don't know, £3,000, £4,000, £5,000. The cover art, as I understand, was done specifically for this reissue. I'm a little bit unsure if it actually had cover art originally. I think they might have been sold with blank covers. Do correct me if I'm wrong. And this cover art was done for this issue, which is by Audio Archives, and it was limited of only only 500. This one, if you're interested, is number 378. Released in 2015. So God, yeah, it's already sort of 8 years old. This, but in the shrink, absolutely unplayed. Beautiful, very, very nice indeed. This is a great one I was after. Oh, lovely. Very chuffed to pick this out. This is second album by the Peanut Butter Conspiracy. It's called The Great Conspiracy. This is a UK mono first press. You don't see these very much at all. Record itself, few little marks on it, but priced accordingly, nothing too bad. It's hardly been played. On the orange CBS labels there. And they are a US late 60s psych rock band. Great stuff. Very chuffed to pick this up. Finally, this was the biggie, and this is an upgrade copy for me. This is on Vertigo Records. It's by Nucleus. It's actually credited to Ian Carr and Nucleus. I think maybe it was going to be an Ian Carr solo record, but Nucleus backed him. I don't know. I don't know what the score is. I don't know why they didn't just credit it to Nucleus. Cover is okay. There's a little bit of issue there. There's nothing. There's a little bit of a tear there, but it's better than my current copy, which is lots of rubbing, lots of fading on it. So it's still tidier than my copy that I paid about £15 for in the late 90s. Record itself, the original is in there. Record itself on the lovely Swell label is beautiful. Very little spindle wear, absolutely no marks, a beautiful sheen to it. I'm sure this is going to play great. This is, if you don't know Nucleus, they are a jazz rock fusion band, quite overlooked considering they must have had about 8 or 9 releases in the 70s. They were on Spiral Vertigo, and then they have releases on the Spaceship label, all of which are quite pricey and collectible now. They're not the off-the-scale prices. They're not up there with the likes of Dr. Z or, you know, Tudor Lodge or anything like that. You know, you could track them down, but you know they do cost a bit. But yeah, really happy because I've been after a replacement for this. My copy is, you know, has been played a lot. It's quite crackly. It's not a trashed one, but it's nice to have an upgrade all the same. It's a great album, jazz rock fusion. They kind of dabble in a little bit of electronics here and there as well. It's very, very interesting, very, very good. So to sum up, just to go back to the shop, Jesus, I loved it there. It's a brilliant shop. I've only been there once, and it is now a favourite of mine. It's up there, right up there with the shops in Chichester that I rave on about. If I'm brutally honest with you, there are one or two things there that I wish I'd have bought and didn't. I mean, I could have spent a fortune in there. If I'd have had a fortune on me, I'd have spent a fortune. But you know, I haven't got unlimited funds. But yeah, looking back, I really do want to visit again and will visit again. As I say, the owners are very welcoming and friendly. They're up for a good chat. And they let me film, and they even, I think it looks like they've seen my YouTube channel before, because they recognised me in there, and I've noticed they've since given me a sub. So if you're watching, thank you very much for that. Thank you for those records. Lovely price, really pleased with them, and I will definitely be back. But yeah, best shop in London, without a doubt, or the best shop I've ever been to in London. Guys, you've got to go there, even to just go and have a good browse around and just, you know, drool at the sort of stuff that's on their wall. It's an absolute treasure trove. It's an Aladdin's cave. If you like your prog rock, your psych rock, it's there. They've got punk as well. They had indie. They had a big reggae section. Lots and lots of metal and doom metal as well. So it's lots of taste catered for. So yeah, what more can I say? Really chuffed with that. I thoroughly enjoyed that. You know, that was well worth the jaunt up, because I didn't know what to expect when I took the kind of pilgrimage all the way up to Highgate. And but yeah, I do plan to return. So anyway, that's all from me. Again, thank you for tuning in. Give me a little like, give me a little subscribe. It's always appreciated. And I will be back with more content in the next few months. So take care. Thank you very much for watching.